For the longest time, I've wanted to talk about this topic. I've kept seeing videos about young people who say that there is no justice in this world, that this world isn't fair, etc., etc. That this thing called karma or cosmic justice or judgment from the universe does not exist. Okay, I've watched a lot of these videos, and I've been meaning to make my own video about this for a long time, and hopefully this will be convincing. Okay, because of course everything is subjective, but I do not believe in coincidences. And because of my own experience, folks, I'm here to tell you that, in my view, based on my experiences, karma is real. Okay, and I'm going to go into details to explain it to you. Okay, this has been proven to me time and time again without any exception. Okay, 100 times out of 100 is no coincidence. It is a fact. But here is the caveat, if you would. Okay, most people today, especially these youngsters, understandably wish for justice to be inflicted instantly. They want instant gratification for their suffering, for their humiliation, etc. It is understandable. The reason why this is because, of course, young people have been raised by the vices, they have been raised by the internet, and what the internet excels at is instant gratification. Well, let me tell you, real life and the world, they do not work this way. Most of the time, almost every time, you will not get instantaneous gratification in the real world. Okay, this is not how the universe operates. And let me say this quickly. When I'm talking about karma, you can use whatever other term you wish. You can call it the universe, you can call it God, you can call it random chance. I don't care. I call it karma. Whatever. Because to me, this has been proven without a shadow of a doubt to be real and effective. It works, it exists, and it is almost flawless in how it operates. Karma is real. Okay, in the real world, you see, because I have noticed this, the universe has a sense of humor. The universe plots. The universe has a certain blueprint by which it operates. Okay? You're not going to get instant gratification in the real world. This takes time. The universe, folks, is extremely patient. The universe is cunning and smart, and it plays the long game because, and this is a vital lesson, because if you're patient and wait, good things happen. Okay, if you're just too giddy and just too gaga and so impatient, and you're just gonna be so super duper excited that you will not be able to enjoy the reward to its fullest. Okay, you have to pace yourself. This is what the universe does. It paces itself because in the future, the reward or the conclusion will be extraordinary. Okay, the universe has sarcasm. The universe likes irony. Okay, and the universe, folks, is a merciless bitch. Karma is a bitch, indeed. And let me give you some of the examples that have proven to me that without a doubt, karma is real. Okay? Karma is real. This is why I believe this. Of course, we all have to deal with these shitty, terrible people who think that they can do whatever they want and get away with it unscathed, right? We all have to deal with these people. Let me give you a couple of examples. I knew a guy, this was an older dude, a way older dude. He was the CEO of a company, a subsidiary, right? But he was the big boy CEO. And because of his power, uh, he abused that power with his employees. And let me tell you, this guy was not the most competent. He was not the most skilled or talented or the smartest. But because of his position, he made sure to make life miserable for the employees right under him who had promise, who showed promise. Those people were so talented, so they had such competence and potential that he was afraid that those people would take his place as the big boy on top because they were good at their jobs, way better than he was, and he did all of the machinations and the subversions and the collusions to make sure that those people never were, they were not promoted, higher. He was basically bitch made, a basic bitch who went behind people's backs, backstabbed people. He was just the worst of the worst. He did this for a lot of years. He was just a terrible person in general, right? And he had power, he had a good salary, he had connections, you know? And yes, for years and years, this guy was not punished. He was doing Gucci. And guess what? After he retired, he could not enjoy his retirement. His wife, who was a bitch herself, let me tell you, she was no cakewalk. She got, I don't know, dementia and, I don't know, Parkinson's, and she was really sick, and she died, and nobody missed her, of course, because, these scumbags attract one another, so nobody was mourning that this bitch died. And this guy, this guy who just made life almost unbearable for his employees who were actually gifted. This guy had health problems. He could not enjoy life. He had stomach problems and colon problems. He couldn't enjoy a simple meal. He was always in pain. He was always miserable for years after his retirement. He was just a miserable son of a gun. And it was torture. It was excruciating. It was it was agony. It was anguish. And for years afterwards, this guy was just in pain and he was suffering. And then he finally died after another operation. And he, because he couldn't really eat, because there was something going on with his bowels, whatever. He couldn't eat, so he lost a lot of weight. He was basically a skeleton. So he just went through the worst ever. And when I heard all of this, I was just like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that sounds about right to me. Because this guy, let me tell you, you do not know. This guy was just a terrible hyena. He was a jackal. He had no soul. He had no conscience. He was a psycho. Right? I think he derived pleasure from making other people miserable, right? Because he used his power, in this way. And when I heard that he just suffered like this. I was like, yeah, he got exactly what he deserved. You see, that's justice. That's karma. And it took a good while, you see, because this is what is apparent to me. In life, folks, you receive exactly what you put out. But what you receive is a thousandfold. So if you put nothing but mean, bitterness, evil, heinous stuff, you're gonna get it back thousandfold. And with a bit of irony and sarcasm, because the universe has a sense of humor. And it takes time and it works in increments. Okay, in increments, and you have to be patient because the universe is savoring this. Because you know what it is. What's so delicious about this is that this bastard never once questioned why he was in such a bad state with his health. I truly believe this. I believe that he never asked himself, why is this happening to me? Because I guarantee you, this monster, he thought very highly of himself. He thought he was a really good person. And no, he wasn't. And he got exactly what he deserved in time. It accumulated. This is what it is. Karma accumulates interest. Okay, like the bank, like a bank account, it accumulates interest or debt. Okay, and in time it works. And in time, these things, they just happen out of nowhere. They just bloom. These unfortunate events, like, oh, you wake up and your fucking house explodes. All of these misfortunes do not happen by sheer coincidence. This is karma. It's that interest piling up, building up. People wake up one day and they discover a little polyp here and there, and they have to do chemotherapy, and one day people wake up and they have Parkinson's and they don't remember shit, and 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 their loved ones don't care, and these things accumulate layer after layer on top of one another. This is how the universe operates. And of course, this guy, he was extremely prideful. And he viewed a lot others like they were scum, like they were beneath him, because he was a CEO, you dig? Right? And he got exactly what he deserved, his just desserts. But it took years. And I don't have a problem with that. I think that is swell that he suffered for so many years. I like that. And listen, I am not a hypocrite. I understand that if there is a hell, I'm going there because I enjoy it when bad people get what they deserve. It is such a beautiful thing. I love it. And if there is a hell, I'm going there because I enjoy it when bad people suffer. I mean, yeah, and it doesn't bother me, you know? So yeah, this is one example. Another example. I knew some people. These people, I mean, for whatever reason, these people were the most arrogant people possible. You can't even believe. They were so arrogant. They believed that they were so superior to other people that if you were in their presence, they would look at you like this, like this. Like they would look at you like you were a speck of dust. These people, absolute psychopaths, okay, monsters, no conscience, no morality. Like they really were just empty shells, okay? And because of, yet again, the power that they wielded, they had control in their various fields, right? They could do whatever and get away with it. But guess what? In time, karma punished them exactly how they deserved, because they thought that they could do everything and get away with anything, and they were laughing at people in their face. You can't touch me. Yeah, we're the elite, and they just abused the system that was created for them. But one day, years afterwards, one day they all decided, because there was this event, financed by the company, some sort of event. All of these elites decided to get into two cars and drive to that place in a different town and enjoy the celebrations, and guess what? They had a car accident, and all of them got hurt, broken bones, you name it, black and blue all over. The cars were totaled. They had to go through surgeries and pain and pain pills and antidepressants, and they were fucked up. Like broken bones, you name it. They needed to have metal, things inserted to keep their bones intact. And when I heard that, because these people were just scumbags, bro. You can't even imagine the worst. You just want to punch them in the face. When I heard what happened to them and how they were suffering and how painful it was for them, I was just like, yeah, I like that. Yeah, that's good. That's good. Karma strikes again. I was on cloud nine again. They got their just desserts, but in time, you see, you have to understand, and this is a message to young people. Instant gratification doesn't really exist in the real world. Okay, this is something that the internet has inculcated into you. You just want immediate justice. It doesn't work like that in the real world. Okay, in the real world, and this is some friendly advice, folks. In the real world, it takes time. You have to be patient. The universe knows exactly what it is doing. It has a plan. It has a method. Okay? It knows what it is doing. It takes time. There are steps. And each step, escalates. This is absolute fact. And people, these awful people, these terrible people who finally get what they deserve, they never ever question why this happens to them. They never ask why this has befallen them, because they think they're innocent and this is some sort of punishment by randomness. They've abused people. They've abused their power. They've mocked and humiliated so many people for years and years. And when they finally get exactly the slap that they deserve from karma, they're like, but me, but I'm such a good boy. Right? This is why it's so juicy. It's so delicious. It is a delight for me when this happens, and it happens every time. You just have to wait a while, folks. Let nature take its course. Nature knows best. And you know what? Because I understand this, I am completely removed. I am not involved, psychologically in all these people. Well, I hope they get what they deserve. No, because I have better things to do, because I know that the universe will solve this problem for me and will punish the scum accordingly in due time. Okay, in due time. This is not about you. You need to move on from this and let nature do its thing. And I can give you so many other examples that I have seen. It just happens. It just happens at the precise and perfect moment when nature, when karma strikes. And these people, they never expected, bro. It's so hilarious, right? This is why I don't get involved with people, because I know that the universe will solve everything for me without my involvement. Because I used to be like you. I used to be so angry all the time. And these people, how can they get away with it? Because I didn't have the patience. I didn't have the perception to see things for what they really are. You have to broaden your horizon, folks. Because karma has a hilarious sense of humor. The universe is a prankster, bro. The universe is a trickster for the sheer enjoyment of it because it's fun and funny. Listen, and to give you another perfect example that this is true. Sometimes I slip up. Sometimes I get a bit I might whine a little bit. I might complain a little bit. I might be a bit offended by something, whatever. Uh, which shouldn't be the case, but it happens to me because of course, I'm a flawed human like everybody else. It happens on rare occasions. But when I do slip up, let me tell you, the universe just comes out of the woodwork. Karma just comes out of nowhere and just slaps me silly with a prank to wake me up, to snap me out of my funk, with something. Like, in my case, something breaks down, everything breaks down, and the universe is laughing at me, right? One day, I came from work, and my entire kitchen was flooded with water and and garbage and food residue because the dummy, my neighbor, they just threw their garbage into the sink, and the pipe got clogged, and all of the water came into my kitchen, and I was just like tired. And when I saw this, I was just like, why this? Why me? And then I was just like, wait a minute though. I've been complaining a bit too much lately. The universe, karma's giving me a little spanking, right? So I had to go into the basement and unclog the pipes, and it was a nightmare, and I was cursing, uh, you know, I was cursing everybody. And then I calmed down, and I was just like, you know what? This is the universe trying to tell me something. This is the universe trying to teach me something because I was a bit too arrogant. This is how the universe works. And I got off easy. It was just a little prank, a little slap from the universe, a friendly little reminder from the universe that I should calm the hell down. Okay? It's another example I just remembered. I know this one guy a bit older than me, and this guy, he's a sociopath. On me. No cap. He's a sociopath, a terrible person. He just manipulates people. He has no conscience. He is slimy. I mean, he has a vibe about him, bruh. He's just so arrogant and just so, like, he thinks he's the shit. And he thrives on making other people miserable. He loves making people miserable. He is happy when he makes people unhappy. I mean, I think he jerks off to this shit, right? So, a couple years back, this guy, this utter buffoon, he buys a new car and he's just so proud. It cost a fortune, and he has to tell me all of the things that this car has, all of the options, all of the gizmos, and he's just so proud. This really expensive car, this Psycho, right? And guess what? One day he parks his car in the usual space, and he goes whatever. And guess what? Something happens, and somebody just crashes into his car, only his car, and completely totals it. I mean, this car was destroyed because somebody took a wrong turn and another car was coming, and this guy, I don't know, pressed the brakes, and he went straight into the car and wrecked it. And I was just like, That sounds about right. That's karma. That's the universe. And of course, this guy had insurance and his car was fixed, but it took ages and it was never the same. The car was not the same, you know? It was not pristine anymore. Okay, and I was just like, yeah. Yeah, imagine if this guy was in his car when the other one crashed into it. Imagine that. And this guy, because I was talking to him then, this guy had no notion that why this happened to him. He was just like, shit happens. And I was just like, in my mind, I was just like, no, Sonny, no, this is a warning from the universe, Sonny. This is karma cautioning you. Okay, this was a threat from the universe. Okay, and I can give you so many other examples in time. Like, I know another guy, he's a short guy, a fat guy, a short fat guy, and he is suffering from short king syndrome, and he has to just yell at everybody. This guy's deranged. He has anger issues. He just yells at everybody and calls them names because he is the boss. Okay? And he thinks that he can do whatever and call people whatever name he wants and just curse people and and get away with it and call people stupid. And he's been doing this for years. And he's a terrible drunk and a womanizer, and he's just slimy as hell. He's just pathetic as hell. Desperate, suffering from a midlife crisis. And a couple of years ago, he got drunk with his buddies, and he jumped in the river, and he smacked his head against a rock and nearly paralyzed himself from the neck down, and he had to wear one of those neck braces for months, and everybody was laughing at him. And a couple of more years passed, and this guy still behaved just as terribly, just shouting at everybody and just calling them stupid and the worst and idiots and just doing whatever he wanted, right? And a couple years after that, he just dropped on the floor in some place, and he kind of had a heart attack. I don't know. He just dropped dead. Well, he didn't die, but he just dropped like a rock. Heart problems. And guess what? Nobody cared. Nobody rushed to help this guy. He was on his own. And he just, he's a big guy. He was just like, he's wide. And he dropped like a sack of potatoes. Nobody helped him. And when he finally recovered, he never once questions, oh shit, is this because I'm a terrible person who does bad things to other people? No, he thought he was the victim. And this is another juicy tidbit. These terrible people, bro, these psychopaths, right, who abuse their positions of power. When justice finally comes for them, they think they're the victim. And they question why is this happening to them? Because they're angels. They think they're innocent victims. To show you just how psychopathic these monsters really are. And every time this happens, I'm just laughing on the inside. Right? I knew people, older people, who were just the meanest fuckheads you can imagine. They thrived on just being hateful. And they had to cause drama. And they just had to ruin your day. Well, when they retired, a couple of years, they just dropped dead. They couldn't even enjoy their retirement because they were hateful, spiteful insects. And whenever I hear stuff like this, I'm just like, yeah, I like that. I like that. I like it when bad people get exactly what they deserve. And you just have to be a bit patient, okay? Instant gratification does not exist in this reality. You're going to have to be patient and wait a while because the universe uh, has a methodology. The universe has a technique, okay? It has a certain tactic to 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 make the punishment all that more enjoyable, okay? And I can give you so many other examples, you know. And the punishments, you know, they start off as being simple, little, a bit of a inconvenience, a nuisance, some irritation, and they keep escalating time and time again until it becomes serious, super serious. You know, this is what I'm talking about. This is what happens. This is how karma operates. And I have seen this far too many times not to believe. Okay? It's real. Okay? It's real. And I guess it sucks because obviously you want instant gratification, you want instant justice, you know? But let me tell you, these people who you think get away with it, you know, they don't show it. But behind closed doors, I can tell you this is a promise. Behind closed doors, these fiends and these villains, let me tell you, they're not having a good time. Uh, I know a couple of people who are so wealthy, who were sharks in order to gain this wealth. But let me tell you, because they were villains, they could not enjoy the rewards of wealth because karma, they gave him a little slap. I know a guy, he had so much money, so much reputation, status. He was a big boy. Okay, a really big boy. Money was no object. And when he was at his peak, for some reason, I don't know, he went into the hospital for a operation and he got infected with, I don't know, hepatitis, I don't know. And it poisoned his blood. I don't know the details, but ever since then, for decades afterwards, he just had bad health and could not enjoy anything in life, not even life, because he was in a bad state. No matter the money, he had mountains of money and status and reputation. It didn't matter. He could not enjoy. To him, life was nothing but misery. With all of his money, because he was a bad person who did bad things to gain that wealth, and he treated other people like they were worms. And the universe said, all right, bet, playboy, right? So yeah. I have absolutely no worries and I have absolutely no doubts because I know that karma will deliver every single time. And I have still a couple of people who I wish to see, I wish to see their downfall. And I know that it will happen eventually because the forces of the universe, you know, they don't have biases, but they are, uh, how should I say it? They are, in a sense, made to punish, you know, evil, in a sense, you know? I mean, they are attracted to evil. Okay? So that is all I have to say about that. And I can give you way more examples, bruh. Way more examples. Okay? So to all the young people who, uh, you know, think that karma isn't real. To me, it's real. I've seen it so many times, bro. So many times. It's just, I'm in awe. Because I was like you. I just wanted instant justice. And when I saw just how much these terrible people were suffering for years, I was just like, now it makes sense. I like that. I mean, these people could not enjoy existence. And they never once asked, oh shit, maybe this is because I'm a terrible person. Never! And I was just laughing, And again, if there is a hell, I know I'm going there because I enjoy when bad people get exactly what they deserve. Who cares? I don't care. It's fine by me. Okay, so that's about it. If you enjoy this content, if you want to support your boy, I got a few books on Amazon. The link will be down below. If the link does not work, you can search my name, Griffith Samsara. Thanks for watching. See ya.